A guy named Cliff Norris proposed that a junior developer can only hold a limited amount of context in their head at once, limiting the breadth of their impact at any given time. Hi friends, I'm Chris the Coding Guy. A guy named John D. Cook wrote about his friend Cliff Norris and a number of lines of code that a junior dev struggles to get past while they're building software, and that number is about 1,500 lines. So I would actually say that this can be generalized, and realistically, a majority of us would probably struggle to maintain more than about 1,500 lines of completely unstructured code in our heads. Because ultimately, if you look at junior level code when they're just kind of left to run into the field, it tends not to be well structured, which is fine. That's where they are. But I think that anybody that just has a file full of fly spit all over the place probably can't keep track of all that code. So what we do as developers in order to overcome this is we don't try to just hold more and more and more code. We don't get to a point where we can now, instead of holding 1,500 lines, we can hold 15,000 lines of unstructured code in our head, because that's not realistic. What we do instead is we actually structure the code, we create abstractions, we use design patterns, we use all these things that help to keep code kind of bound together. And this gives us the ability to do basically like data chunking in our head. And so we maintain these abstractions and we can think about them. And so now all of a sudden you're not thinking about 1,500 lines of code, you're thinking about a module that does a thing. It has an API surface. And so then you just go and look at the docs and say, oh, well, I needed to do this thing, and so therefore I want to call this endpoint and done, or I want to use this method, or whatever, however it's structured. So then if we're armed with this knowledge, we can actually look at this. Senior developers, senior plus developers should really look to do just a couple of things with juniors. One, don't leave them alone to work on something that would take more than 1,500 lines of unstructured code to create, because it's not going to work out well. And the other thing is, make sure that as you go along, you're teaching them how to structure that code in order to keep track of it better, how to abstract away things, and how to otherwise use design patterns in order to more effectively build code and maintain information about that code in their head, and move away from this sense of like everything is just going to be jammed into one file. So until next time, keep on coding.